Hello, I'm Maliling Milay and welcome again to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am here to guide you through a tutorial on creating an amortization schedule using a cell phone. But before that, let me tell you the overview of this video. Overview of this tutorial. In this tutorial, we will delve into the concept of amortization, a financial process widely used for repaying loans. Amortization involves breaking down a loan into periodic payments that include both principal and interest, ensuring a systematic repayment over time. We'll walk through the steps of constructing an amortization schedule, a table that outlines these payments, making it easier to understand the repayment journey. Now, let's try to compare the amortization to sinking funds. Amortization is primarily associated with repaying loans, systematically reducing the outstanding balance over time. On the other hand, sinking funds are established to accumulate funds for future expenses or debt repayment. In essence, amortization is a method of payment while a sinking fund is a savings strategy. The objective of this tutorial are understanding amortization, creating an amortization schedule, and practical application. And now, let's proceed. Definition. Amortization refers to the process of systematically paying off a debt over time through regular, structured payments. These payments typically include both principal, the original amount borrowed, and interest, the cost of borrowing. The purpose of amortization is to gradually reduce the outstanding balance of a loan, ensuring that it is fully repaid by the end of the loan term. Significance of amortization. First, structured repayment. Amortization provides a structured and predictable way to repay a loan. Next, interest reduction. As the outstanding balance of the loan decreases with each payment, the interest charged on the remaining balance also decreases. Last, transparency. Amortization schedules offer transparency by detailing how each payment is allocated between principal and interest. Key concepts in amortization. First, the principal, the initial amount borrowed which needs to be repaid over time. Next, the interest, the cost of borrowing money. Third, amortization schedule, a table or spreadsheet that outlines the periodic payments for a loan, breaking down how much of each payment goes toward principal and how much goes toward interest. Fourth, loan term, the total duration over which the loan is repaid. And last, the equated monthly installment or EMI, a fixed payment amount made by a borrower to a lender at a specified date each calendar month. Okay, we are now here in our Microsoft Excel on our mobile phone. Now as you can see, I've already labeled the columns. So here in our amount borrowed, since our amount borrowed is our principal value, you just have to put an equal sign and type 10,000 and check. Next is period. Our period is the product of our frequency of conversion multiplied to the time in years. So always put an equal sign before you input your data. Okay, so our frequency of conversion is 2, since it is compounded semi-annually, and multiplied 2 times in years, which is 6 times, which is 6, and check. So our period now is 12. Next, our rate, the quotient of our nominal rate divided by the frequency conversion. So our nominal rate is 0.06 divided by 2 and check. So our rate now is 0.03. So our payment, take note of this equal sign, type PMT, and if you will type PMT, PMT will appear on your screen. So click on it and it will give a guide on how are you going to have your payment or PMT value. So the rate, click the rate, comma, the nper is number of periods, which is 12, comma, and before we are going to click the principal value or the amount borrowed, which is 10,000, always put a negative sign or minus in order not to have the negative amount of the payment. So 10,000, comma, so our future value is 0, comma, 0, and check. Okay, so our payment now here is 1,004.62 euro. First period, check. Next is our beginning balance. Our beginning balance here in our first period is the amount borrowed or the principal value equals, instead of inputting 10,000 in here, you just have to put an equal sign and then click this 10,000, then check. So it will automatically copy the value. So same process for the payment, just the equal sign and then click the payments and check. So as you can see, it was copied. So the interest, in interest, you just have to click equal sign and then click the beginning balance multiplied to the rate, which is 0.03, and then check. So our interest here in our first period is 300. Next is principal amount. The principal amount is the difference of the payment here minus the interest, and then check. So our principal amount here is 704.62 euro. So our balance, we just have to pick equal sign, click the beginning balance, and minus to the principal amount, then click. So this our balance on the first period after we paid the 704.62 on our first period. So on the second period, let's just put 2 here, then check. Next, our balance or our beginning balance. Here is our previous balance, which is 9,295.38 dollars. So you just have to click an equal sign and then click the previous balance, then check. So it will copy. Then the payment, in the payment, same process. Click the equal sign, click the payments, click, but on this time, we are going to put a dollar sign between the B and 4. So like this, and check. Then, now as you can see, it is copied. Now in our interest, click equal sign, click the previous balance, and then multiply to our rate. Then this time, we are going to do the same as what we've done on our PMT. We are going to put a dollar in between B and 3. So then, check. So our interest here on our second period is 278.86. So in here, principal amount, same as what we've done earlier on our first period. Just click the equal sign, the payment for our PMT, and then minus the interest here, our interest, and then check. So our principal value now is 725.76. So on our balance, same as what we've done on the first period, equal sign, click the beginning balance, and then minus the principal amount, then check. So after paying the amount on the second period, $1,004.62 with the interest of $278.86, our balance now on the second period is $8,576.82. 69.62. So on the third period up to 12th period, instead of doing the same process manually, you just have to do these steps. Click the second and then drag until the balance. Then click fill and then drag up to 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So as you can see now, after we paid 1,004.62 with the interest of 29.26 on the 12th period on our amortization schedule, our outstanding balance now become 0. So that's it. This is how you are going to do an amortization schedule. If ever you've done like for example, you're already on your last period like this on the 12th, but the result is not 0, then it means that you are wrong, or if you are missing something on your datas. So that's it. That's how are you going to make an amortization schedule in Microsoft Excel using mobile phones.